to watch. I mean, it's so much fun right now with all of the new content that means that you can watch anything you want over and over. I swear, I go to dinner with friends, we sit around and talk about what we're streaming. Well, you're gonna be able to not just stream. I think that we're all looking, I do have a streamer coming up next from Roku. You're gonna wanna stay tuned for that one. Wait till you see my price on it. But what's even more important is if you are streaming, what we really miss about streaming is that we're looking for our local stations. We're looking for the news. We're looking for what's going on in our communities. This enables you to get it because it is actually broadcast free. And you don't think about that. You think you have to have a different service that connects everybody. You do not necessarily have to. You may want to keep it. You may just not want to have it in every single room. But this is going to be not just from GE UltraPro. It's a 55-mile range. And it's the slimmest, tiniest thing I have ever seen when it comes to an antenna. And simple and easy to use, but the affordability has never been better. $24.99. 5 flex payments on it as well. Justin Hyatt is joining us. And Justin, this is the smallest I have ever seen. It really is, it looks like a miniature sound bar or something. It's very, very sleek actually.
Yeah, it's super sleek. It comes from GE. We got to start with them because they're the #1 antenna brand in the whole entire country. And this just so happens to be one of their most popular styles right here. And this is one of the lowest prices. And what's great about this is not just the style of it. If you were just pick this antenna up, it would be a passive antenna. There's two different things, but this is not just a passive antenna. We're including the amplifier. So you're getting the amplifier plus the antenna, which means you're going to go from having roughly about 30-mile range to 55-mile range. And what's great about that is not only is it amplifying your signal, it's filtering out all of the stuff that would affect the signal, like 4G, 5G, all of that LTE, all of that stuff actually can affect the signal that you would have at home. But speaking of home, I'm in a 100-year-old home. I'm not by a window, and it just so happens to be concrete, and I'm be able to pick up 51 different channels. The simplicity of the setup is once you get it wherever you want, you can either place it right down in front of the television, you can even mount it on the wall if you'd like to, but you get a full guide. So one of the things that we want you to think about is whether you have Roku or any other streaming devices, whether you've got satellite or cable, this is going to be a perfect complement to that because you do have now access to all of these free channels. Yes, free over the airwaves. Now, this is government mandated. This isn't going to go away. In fact, it's only going to get better. And I talked about that amplifier with that next gen TV technology that we've got built in. You're going to have 4K, 8K TV that's free over the airwaves. And 94 of the top 100 shows are going to be on ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox. Guess what? Those are free over the airway channels. And as you can see, I've got tons and tons of different channels right here. When you get this set up, the first thing you're going to want to do is scan for all of these channels. If you feel like you're not getting a lot of channels, move it around. I moved mine 2 inches. I went from 22 channels on my original scan to 51 different channels that I'm not having to pay for. So again, perfect complement, Alice, to any of those streaming devices, satellites, because if you were to lose power, this is great for emergency situation. And we've all had satellite. If you haven't had satellite, bad storms, you lose signal. If you're in a bad storm, you could lose your cable. This, you're never going to lose that. And if you have an RV, you're going camping, and maybe you want to just eliminate one of those extra boxes that is in one of those bedrooms that you never use, but you still want some TV in there. This is a great way to have that TV and have TV anywhere you are from the #1 brand in GE.
But this is about free TV. This is about saving money. I think more and more, especially with everybody talking about the prices of everything. This is a way you can very simply, very easily save money. And it's a substantial amount of money that you're gonna be able to save because, you know, I'm not saying cut your cable. No, not necessarily. You make your choice, absolutely. But the thing is, what you might wanna do is not have the cable box in every single room. Okay, because you pay per box, right? So maybe you just want it in the living room, but in the bedroom, you don't really need it. You're gonna still be able to watch all your favorite shows right here because it's local TV is broadcast for free. So you will get your news, you will get all the major network shows, you will get all of that. you're just gonna get it free. And this is so simple, so easy to install, but under $25. I mean, you may be able to save that on one of your bills in a month or two. I mean, truly. And you know what, why not just try it? We give you 30 days, experience it, put it in. The installation, like Justin said, it's almost non-existent. So simple, so easy. And then, if it doesn't work, then return it, for heaven's sakes. But if you get it home and you think, oh my gosh, you know what? I get this, I'm seeing this, and you're seeing it in ultra high K, anyway, you're seeing it in 4K. So you're gonna love everything about it. But Justin, when it comes to trying to install, what do I do? I mean, how do I know where to put it?
Yeah, great question. And so it's kind of just adjusting it around. Just like our other antennas, right? Like when we had the bunny ears, what did we do? We kind of moved it around and adjusted until we had great signal. And what we're doing right here is we're showing you just really the simple install. And it's a coax cable that you're simply going to connect to your TV. The only thing that needs to be plugged in for power is going to be that amplifier, which again, does not typically come with your antennas. Typically when you get your antenna, it's just the antenna, which would be a passive antenna. This is going to be your amplified. And what they're showing you is then you scan. So you kind of set it up where you think you want it. You scan for all of your channels. And then if you're thinking, well, I want to see if I can move it around, maybe get some more. That's what I did. I doubled the amount of channels. I'm not even kidding, just by moving it about 2 or 3 inches. So just go ahead and scan for the original ones, adjust it to where you want, scan again, and you're going to have access to all of those different channels, Univision, ABC, CBS, PBS, all of those different channels that, again, that have all of not just the movies, but all the top shows that are out right now. And you're not paying for it without having to worry about a subscription. And I love this just as a compliment because I've got live TV right here on my television that I don't have to pay for. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have to worry about my Roku because this is a Roku TV. So yeah, I still have access and memberships to all of my other channels. But how about one less membership that you have to worry about? So simple and easy, really sleek. Now, don't be fooled. There's basically, and I say basically, there are antennas inside of here. So it's really just directional on where you point it. There's a little mount that you put right here on the bottom that just acts like that stand, but there's also little eye holes on the back so you can actually mount it on the wall if you wanted to. So you've got different accesses and different places you want to put it. But again, access is the big thing. And for the value that you have today, it's one of the lowest prices we've ever done on an antenna. And this is the #1 brand in GE of all antennas in the country. And this just so happens to be one of their most popular that they have. And if you shop around, you will find it, but you will not find that at this value. And they do have the 2 options, passive or amplified. You're getting the amplified version with your passive antenna.
And not only that, I mean, listen, once you buy this, you're done. It's not some continuing subscription. It's nothing else. You are done. You are spending under $25. At least get it home. At least try it. At least see what you can do in terms of maybe you don't need boxes in every room anymore. It's simple. It is easy, but you are one and done when you order this $24.99. I think this is the lowest price that I have seen us sell any kind of antenna for, much less including your amplifier. You know, we always try to give you value. Value is a great product at a great price. This is a great product that we made even better because we included the amplifier, and you're gonna get it from GE, no less. So get it home. I want Justin to one more time explain how an antenna is going to help us to save money, because that's what it's all about now. And again, you buy this, Justin, I'm done, right? I don't have to spend another dime.
Right, exactly. And I think we have to reprogram ourselves to think about that because, you know, what's the first thing we think of? We need to have a satellite, package or a cable package. And we're not saying get rid of that. But one of the reasons why we do that is because we have access to 1,100 channels. But what ends up happening? We only watch 10 of those channels, right, out of the 1,100. And those top 10 channels are what? They're going to be Fox. They're going to be ABC, which you're going to see right here in a little bit. PBS. Look at all of these different channels. HSN, we've got access to. CW. We've got.
And this
Univision
is all free,
right here.
This is all free.
This is all, and it's all free. And we have to think about that. And it might be a cabin, and it might be a different room in the home. That maybe we can get rid of that one extra satellite box or that one other cable box. Now you've got still access to all of those different channels and access to it no matter if it's an emergency situation or not. So if you have and you need access to any of those channels for an emergency situation, You don't want to depend on a satellite. You don't want to depend on the cable. You want to depend on something that's going to always have access to all of that over-the-air free channels that are government mandated. They're not going away, and they're getting better.
Absolutely, and our price has never been better. $24.99, it's a feature price. We're doing 5 flex payments on everything since it is Memorial Day weekend. So get it home and experience it. It is tiny, it is so lightweight, it is so simple to install. We're including the amplifier. Once you buy it, you are completely done. You don't have to buy one more thing. You know, truthfully, if this saved you a couple of boxes, you could pay for this in 1 month, 2 months, easily cover the cost. But then, think of the savings going over and over time. So Justin, really a great investment, you know, a great way to cut some costs and still get everything that you want and that you love.
Exactly, and when we talk about the value of the amplifier, if you shopped around just for the amplifier itself, you're gonna pay probably about 20 bucks. You get it included, and you get the antenna for 25. So it's when you think about it, it's a great time to be picking it up. And why don't you usually get an antenna? Because sometimes maybe it's $50, $60. This is 55-mile range with your amplifier.
Right.
It's a great value to not even have to think about it, to have all those free channels over the airway.
Stay in the ordering process for this. This is the first time I presented it. It is a great way for you to really save money and get all of those channels, and it's great in case of emergency as well. Justin, great to see you as always.
Great to see you. Hope you have a great long weekend, everybody. I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much. And you know, the free HSN and QVC streaming service is really everything you love about shopping, but it's so much more, because then you can watch original content, live shows with familiar personalities and new faces. You can find products